Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Dead Malls, your favorite show about malls and anything retail. And welcome everyone to Bay City, Michigan, the neatest little beach town that's far enough north that it's nice and cool year-round, yet it retains that tropical atmosphere anytime. And to go along with that atmosphere is the chlorine-injected, blurry fever dream that is Bay City Town Center. I'm not kidding when I say my eyes watered up a few times while I was here, as that center court fountain was blasting all my negative thoughts away in chlorine bliss. And what I was left with was one of the most beautiful 90s malls ever, featuring the only Neon Spencer's gifts I've ever seen. And this quickly and easily became my favorite small mall. Before we get started today, I'd like to congratulate our winner who is able to successfully guess the next mall. Very nice job, mall and retail legend. If you would like to have your chance at being shouted out in the next episode, stick around for the next challenge. Anyways, let's hop in here, take a look, and tell the story of Bay City Town Center and see how it's doing as of July of 2022. When you enter through the north entrance, what struck me initially was this big, bland drywall to my right, and it sort of follows you throughout the old Sears wing. I didn't know it at the time, but that wall wouldn't have been there years ago. It would have been a neon-clad ocean dock-themed food court, which I would kill to see. But now, pet rabbits and turtles reside where subways were once sold. Bay City Town Center story begins over 30 years ago in the city of Bay City, Michigan. By the late 80s, Bay City residents still traveled to the east side's Hampton Square Mall, as the older mall was still a decent shopping center and the only one around. But with the city's retail push moving more to the north side of town and the neighboring city of Midland getting a brand new mall in just a few years, developers Homart, the Sears Mall development firm, began looking into building a new mall, and soon would pick out a spot along the bustling Wilder Road. To be comprised of 4 anchors, the brand new mall would soon become the prime retail hub for the city, and soon construction would begin. Oh, also, we'll come back here later, but just take in that Spencer's logo. That is just pure 90s bliss. Target would open first in 1990, while the rest of the mall was nearing completion. And on August 8, 1991, Bay City Mall would officially open its shiny new doors to the public. Among the 530,000 square feet of leasable retail space lie over 50 inline tenants, all boxed in by the mall's 3 anchors, Sears, Target, and Prangs. Just a year later, the mall's 4th anchor would open, being JCPenney, which had moved from the nearby Hampton Square Mall. That same year of 92, Prangs would become Yonkers. Amid the concourses lie a mall with a bubbly, beachy atmosphere. Small lighthouses adorned railings and chairs giving off the beach feel, and in the center court a beautiful fountain, which would keep the white noise to a constant wet simmer. And the Sears wing set the mall's 2 distinct features, an 8-screen Bay City theater and an 8-bay food court, known as the Grand Cafes. Such notable mall tenants which pulled in crowds of hundreds each day included Kay Jewelers, Babbage's, Payless Shoes, Claire's, and Spencer's Gifts, among many others of course. Shortly after its opening, Midland Mall would open as well, completing the layout of the Tri-City malls. And throughout the rest of the 90s, Bay City Mall would thrive. In 1995, General Growth Properties would acquire the mall after the company would absorb Homart, and it wasn't until 2005 in which the next notable event would occur. On March 18, 2005, 18-year-old Brian Johnson, dressed up as the Easter Bunny, doing pictures and meet and greets, would be beaten up by a 12-year-old boy, sustaining a bloody nose from the incident. He reported to the media it was important for him to keep his cool, deeming it inappropriate for the Easter Bunny to fight back. Well, thank God. However, this news would garner local attention as Brian would prosecute the 12-year-old. Now, through my digging, I couldn't find if this case ever went to trial, or if the mother of the boy settled it, but Johnson would keep working as the Easter Bunny for the rest of the season, claiming the boy who attacked him seemed perfectly happy the day before, but when he saw Johnson the next day, the boy didn't want to talk. He just started hitting. Now, coming up here, you guys gotta tell me, is it just me, or can you imagine two lowly lovers sitting at this table listening to scenes from an Italian restaurant? Perhaps this was the scene of a dead mall mannequin love story. Scenes from a dead mall restaurant. The mall's first real changes came in 2007, when Old Navy would open up in the Target wing. Around this time, the mall was really beginning to struggle, and rumors were spreading that the entire mall would close, furthered by the fact that the entire food court was down to just two venues, with the neon-decked food palaces long gone. The mall, despite opening just 20 years prior, was in hot water, as the recession would hit the mid-Michigan area hard, and Bay City Mall would lose dozens of its higher-scale brands, including American Eagle, Aeropostale, and Hollister. In September of 2010, the nearby Hampton Square Mall would officially close, after years of losing the retail battle with the newer mall. Old Navy would leave mid-2012, and in 2013, the mall would be sold to a joint venture, known as the Partners. They would bring in a few new tenants and seemingly had everything back in control, and while foot traffic still dwindled, the mall was receiving a modest amount of business. It was Halloween, though, of that same year of 2014, that the bad omen would begin, ultimately a move that would kill Bay City Mall. Alright, let's slow it down now. Picking up one of my favorite Neon Wave tracks, we have Glaciaere's Ocean Waves and Square Waves. When I was in this mall, my eyes watered up whenever I walked by this fountain. I don't know if it was the beautiful sights or the over-chlorinated water, but something made me all teary. On October 31st, 2014, Halloween night, Sears announced that their store in the mall would close, and would do so a few months later, with the first of the anchors going dark, ending their run in Bay City. They had been around since 1928, and this loss was big. Just months later, Target would announce that their store in the mall would close, with those green neons dying for the final time in early 2015. Target has since not returned to Bay City. In May of 2017, the old food court, which had been sitting completely vacant for a few years at this point, was announced that it would be turned into a new front-facing PetSmart. The store would quickly be a wreck, and the entire food court would be gutted. That same year, the mall would be renamed from Bay City Mall to Bay City Town Center, I guess to give off the effect that the mall was hip and trendy, even though it was slowly being gutted and vacated. You guys gotta let me know. I think I'm gonna begin a hunt for every single retro Spencer's left and see if I can get them all on video. And I'm talking the classic one we have here with those big curvy letters and the GIFs neon. So if any of you could help me in my quest, please leave locations down below. In August of 2018, it was announced a farming store, Big R, would be opening in the old Target. However, these plans would be cancelled soon after, and later that month, Yonkers' parent company, the Bon-Ton, would announce Yonkers would be closing their locations in Bay City, leaving just JCPenney as the mall's sole anchor. Dunham's would leave the mall around this time to open in half of the old Sears, and tenants like Kay, Phi, Rue 21, CJ Banks, Payless, and Deb, all gone. And what you were left with was a mall more and more of the city's residents were just forgetting about. On June 23, 2020, in the heat of JCPenney's company-wide liquidation, it was announced that their Bay City location would close, and the store was gone by October, leaving them all stranded with no anchors. And if I'm being honest, in 2023, the mall's only real draw is the theater. And with the mall laid out how it is, it could very easily be demalled and turned into a bunch of front-facing shops. So what does the future hold for Bay City Town Center? How long until it's all turned into front-facing big box? I mean, PetSmart was like a first step, the name was the second step. Soon it's all gonna be outdoor, which is a shame because I loved this mall. It may have been really small, but it had so many great quirky features, which all just made it that much more memorable. Let me know your thoughts down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode. On the slim chance I'm ever back through the peninsulas, I'll definitely be sure to revisit this one. But until then, hopefully it sticks around. And if any of you are ever in the area, stop by Bay City Town Center and support some of the local businesses, or just find yourself in that chlorine-filled center court. If you guys enjoy my content, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future Dead Malls episodes, and head over to Patreon for a monthly Dead Mall Polaroid taken and signed by me. Next week, as we round out Day 3, we round out the Tri-Cities with the final of the 3. And do I even need to give a hint? Guess which mall we'll be at, and I'll shout you out in the next episode. Anyways, until then, have yourselves a lovely day, and peace out, guys. See you later.
Hey, Here's a little something because I think your sign is so funny.